Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me as we are about to continue on with the next part of a live reaction playthrough for Dawntrail. So we'll just do a quick recap, it was pretty short last time, sorry about that, but we managed to complete the Feat of Pots. We brought a goldsmith to the Moblins, and we were able to get another keystone. So we're up to 3 keystones now. And so we're heading off to the next part of the rite, and we're going to meet the giants finally. So there's a chance we might actually have 2 feats that we have to complete with them. But before we actually even left the area, Wuk Lamat was kidnapped. Are we surprised? Can we honestly say that we're surprised by this? No, I'm really not. So, yeah, so the majority of the last episode was that we're trying to hunt down Wuk Lamat and her abductors. We did find out that this seemed to have been set up by Bakul Jaja, most likely to get her keystones. And really, it was actually a bit more about seeing Wuk Lamat's relationship with her brothers. With Zeroja, he really doesn't seem to care that much about Wuk Lamat. At the very least, he doesn't really seem to see either Wuk Lamat or Kona as his siblings. It's like he doesn't even see them as equals, really. He respects Kona's intelligence. That much I think I can guess, but yeah, I don't think he really sees them as his actual siblings. At least he's not showing it. With Kona, however, it's completely different. He cares a lot about Wuk Lamat, and Wuk Lamat has given him a lot of praise over time. She always speaks very highly of him. So the two of them are very close, and so he's actually putting his race for the right of succession in danger because he wants to go and save her. We did find out that, he was abandoned when he was very young. He was eventually taken in by a merchant in Tuliolo and was learning the trade before he was adopted by the Dawn Servant. So, yeah, so we're going to be picking up exactly where we left off there. With Claire and Kona. And we're waiting to hear back from Thancred. Okay, feeding the river. Kona wishes to gather your companions for the upcoming rescue mission. We need to gather our forces. Firstly, allow me to brief everyone on our present situation. It's okay, Kona, I've already kind of briefed everyone already. Thus, at the very least, we believe this Hobigo knows where Lamachi has been taken. Thancred is shadowing their boat even as we speak, and I should like to join him with all haste. Unfortunately, our quarry had the foresight to release your punity from its harness, leaving us without a means to give pursuit. Ernvel, as an expert on wildlife, what are our chances of recapturing the beast? With the right mix of feed, it can be done. I should like an extra hand to help scatter it about, however. Would you accompany him, Claire? Meanwhile, the rest of us should work on getting the harness repaired. It appears to have been damaged when the punity was let loose. With all the peddlers here in camp, we should have little trouble purchasing replacement materials. As for any necessary metalwork, Earthenshire's artisans are but a short walk away. Then let us divine the task and have at it. There was an unusual aggressive herd of wild punities downriver, so our girl will have fled in the opposite direction. Come, we'll try the waters upriver. I don't think that she would like immediately rejoin a wild herd anyway, because she's probably been with people for so long. Alright, so we gotta go and hunt down our punity. I wonder if they're gonna actually make that into a mount. Like, it would not surprise me. Like, I have a special fondness when it comes to manatees. I know, technically it's punities here, but it's potato, same thing to me. Okay. So we get to spend time with Erinville for a while. Assuming our punity has come this way, she'll be hiding in the depths of Marsh Lagamaka. We'll need to lure her back to the shallows with the promise of food. I don't know why I cannot talk right here. Wild punities eat mainly aquatic grasses and plants, but the tame ones are often fed vegetable scraps. Knowing this, I added leftover to the feed I prepared. This should help the mixture stand out against the marsh's natural scents. The Gaka is crawling with predators, however, so I'll leave it to you to scatter feed deeper in. I'll be waiting for you near the shallows with the rest of our punity's enticing feast. Okay, so... Oh man, that's a pretty far way. I think we're just gonna cut straight across. I was curious. I had to know if I could go underwater, and I guess I can here. Not really much to say at this point, is there? Nope. Trying to come up with something clever to say, but nothing's really coming to mind. Erinville's punity feed along the water's edge. Okay. Is it just me, or does it feel like things are moving slow here, like game-wise? The storyline is a bit lagging right now. Okay, scatter more feet along the shallows. Oh no, it's those things. Like walking fish things. I've hated those from other games. All set. I just finished laying out the last of the bait. Step back out of sight and leave the rest to me. What, are you saying that it will run away scared if it sees us? Well, to be fair, it probably would. Here she is. Oh, shh, there's nothing to be afraid of. We just need your help one last time. You're hungry, I wager. Come on, come with me. Oh, she's huge. Yes, there's a good girl. We'll be fine here, I think. I'll give her a few more treats, then lead her over to the boat. You can let Kona know we have our punity back. Alright, so... Oh, that's what the noise was. Like, I could hear like this weird wind blowing, and yet I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. I wonder, can I? Nope. Like, I was thinking, like, yeah, I'll just ride along the surface of the water, and then I remembered I can't fly yet, can I? No. I know most people probably just gather up the aetheryte currents as soon as they see them, but I don't know, I just like to do it all in one go. Wonder if like a random adventurer would go by and just see this snowman just sitting out there and wonder what the heck's going on. Like, I've always wanted to kind of do that. Erinfell has the punity in hand then? Good. I expect nothing less from a certified cleaner. As for the harness, we were able to purchase all the parts we need. The Levier twins are over in Earthenshire right now, having the Potsworn make the repairs. I guess we just have no choice but to wait till they get back. I'm told it shouldn't take long. We'll be ready to embark on our rescue mission as soon as we hear from Thancred. Sibling rescue. Oh, this looks like the final quest for this area. Thancred must know something by now. Ah, speak of the devil. You found her. Understood. Thank you. I had but to invoke his name. Thancred followed the Hobigo's boat to its destination and confirmed that they are indeed holding my sister captive. Why do I get the feeling that this is not going to be as easy as I think it is? They, of course, being Bakul Jaja and his minions. I swear, I will make them regret this. Lamachi is in Richleaf Tunnels. The moment the harness is repaired, we strap in the punity and make our way back down Ihu Kamanu. Just say, make our way back down the river. Please, do not give my tongue a stroke. I feel like I'm having a stroke anytime I speak one of these names.
Thancred. The third promise is up ahead. She's unharmed, but we best not dally.
I spit on these pathetic feats. Far more satisfying to claim their baubles by force.
Give it back! Fosunten poured his everything into that stone. You've no right to touch it!
Oh, was that the name of your artisan? How could you allow something so precious to be stolen?
You thieving cheat! You're no true claimant!
That's not exactly news to anyone.
What does that make the foolish kitty who fell into my trap? If pitiful roars were all it took to claim the throne, you'd be first in line.
Now, brother. You shouldn't tease her. Look, the poor thing's on the verge of tears. Meow. Someone save me.
I so want to chomp off his heads. Oh! I'll take that.
His scales are as thick as his skulls.
Coward! You dare ambush me?
Hello, Pot. Kettle talking.
'Tis the blessed sibling's favorite tactic.
That useless Buddha was sycophant. He was supposed to keep the lackeys running in circles.
Oh, you must tell me all about that.
We got a big, mad older brother here.
Careful now. You wouldn't want to hit her hostage.
That one's not to be underestimated.
I'm glad they know that much.
Ha! They can do nothing while we have.
Oh.
Impeccable timing.
Oh, man.
Amachi, are you all right?
Oh, wow, that was one heck of a catch.
Thanks to you.
These weaklings think they can defy us? We'll slaughter the lot of them!
Oh, do we get to fight him? Please say we get to fight him.
Patience, brother. The keystone is ours. There is no need to fight this day. And Zoralja has left us hurting.
No! I won't stop until I gut these maggots and feed them their entrails!
If we fall here, we fail our siblings for nothing. Is that what you want?
There's siblings.
No, brother. Break off! We retreat!
Wait! Damn you, Bakul Jaja!
Wow. That was unexpected. I don't know how I feel
Do
about
we
that.
give chase?
We head back. Amachi is safe. And that is what matters.
Oh. That couldn't have been fun. Like, he had his sister falling right on top of him, and she's bigger than he is. I love protective older brothers like that, though. I'm glad to see you unharmed, Lamachi. Thanks again for coming to my rescue, Kona. And all of you, too. Wuk Lamat must have been desperate indeed to resort to such aggressive tactics. I shouldn't have been so careless. I underestimated him, and it cost me a keystone. I'm surprised he only took one. Why didn't he grab the other two that you had? Wouldn't he upended his life so that I could accomplish the Moblin's feat? He believed in me, believed in my cause, and I've let him down. No, you haven't. You haven't lost yet. Just go get it back later. Yeah, we'll just take back what was stolen. Contest is far from over, right? Yes, we'll do exactly that. Next time I meet that brute, I'll knock him straight on his scaly behind and take back my keystone. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves yet. Speaking of vengeance, didn't Wuk Lamat curse some useless Bonoa sycophants when he caught sight of us? A reference to Sarilja, I would assume. He is devoted to our brother and is the only Bonoa I know of participating in the rite of succession. Wait, so is he acting on his own, or did Sarilja command him to do that? If Sarilja was somehow involved in this... No, I don't think that's the case. I will never forgive him for putting our sister in danger. He will have forfeited his right to be called brother. Aww. Wuk Lamat should face punishment, of course, but so must the bandits who had the temerity to abduct Lamachi. I mean, we pretty much took care of them, right? I mean, one got away, but... I shall request that Father send a contingent of Landsguard to enforce the law in this region. I agree that measures must be taken to keep travelers safe. But I wonder what pushed these people towards a life of banditry in the first place. If we dig deeper, we might find a way to improve things for everyone. There's something to think about. For now, however, the rite continues. I thank you all for your help. Alright, I guess our little alliance with them is over for now. We should be moving on as well. Are you feeling fit to travel, Wuk Lamat? You bet I am. Sarilja's gained a good head start, and it's time we clawed back some lost ground. I don't think Sarilja had anything to do with that. Like, he probably wasn't even aware of what was going on. Because he doesn't strike me as the type of guy who would, resort to sabotage like that. I really am sorry this happened. From now on, I won't let my guard down around suspicious strangers. And again, I do appreciate you all coming to save me. Alright, so that's the last quest of this area. So, History's Keepers. So we are going to go and see the giants. The road beckons, friends. Let us be on our way to the Yorkui. And it's back to where the path through the mountains begins. You remember the spot when you were tricked into walking off with Wakisa? He's never gonna let her forget that, is he? He's gonna make sure she remembers that for a long time. Just going to rub my face in it like that, eh? Wonder if he's raising my hackles on purpose, though. You know, trying to keep my anger directed at him instead of myself. Did not think about that. Either way, we can't be standing around here all day. We do have a lot of lost time to make up for. Yeah. Alright, so let's get going. But like I said, I really don't think that Zeroja had anything to do with that. Like, he seems like the type of person who, maybe not honorably, but it's like he doesn't care what anyone does. Like, he knows what he wants, he knows what he's doing, and, you know, he's someone who will strike back if they get in his way. But he wouldn't go out of his way to, you know, have someone abducted. So I do think, like, his servant is the one behind all of this, I think. Or maybe not behind it, but he did, you know, whisper into Bakul Jaja's ears and... But really, like, why go through the trouble of just stealing one of the keystones? Like, does he not know how to count? Like, you think he would bother taking, like, her keystones? I mean, unless he ended up already having the other two. Couldn't leave without letting Reborn know what happened, so I stopped in Earthenshire to say a few words before moving on. And now Ernville's nowhere to be seen. Couldn't he wait a few more moments? So much for giving him the benefit of the doubt. Come on, let's catch up. I want to give that smug gleaner a piece of my mind. I'm worried Wuk Lamat would agonize over the loss of her keystone, but it seems I had nothing to be concerned about. Onwards and upwards, then. I've been looking forward to seeing the giants. But come on, I'm just aching for a fight here. I want to fight Valigarmanda so badly. Like it can't be that much longer, right? I'm guessing like the next dungeon should be coming up soon. No preference here, but still. Okay. So we're in the upper parts of Ukupacha. As I'm sure you've noticed, the air grows thin at this elevation. Take it slow until your body adjusts. Deep breaths, drink plenty of water. A few more steps and we'll be in Wolar's Echo. Wow, look at this! I'm just looking here, so... Looks like this is the only other aetheryte in this area. Wow, it reminds me of like the sunken temple of Karn. Only it's not sunken. So these are the giants. I mean, they're big. I wouldn't necessarily call them giant, though, right? We've seen plenty just as big. Phew, I think I'm getting used to the air up here. So this is the place from the Lay of Proof where Papa met with the Yorkui. Not sure what I was expecting with giants. That must be them. I don't think I've ever actually seen one outside of a picture. So it is for most of Turali. The giants rarely visit the lowlands. Here in their mountain fastness, they tend to the solemn duty they pledge to undertake in their pact with the Dawn Servant. To watch over the Taral Vidral, Valigarmanda, and maintain its prison within their temple. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Please tell me we get to fight it soon. Ah yes, Wuk Lamat told us about the Taral Vidral, creatures that live for far longer than normal and awaken to strange powers. It does sound like an allspice, doesn't it? Indeed, yet even among those anomalies, Valigarmanda is unrivaled in strength. It has endured for centuries, bringing catastrophe each time it emerges from its lair. As you learned in the Lay of Ice, it was Golu Jaja who last managed to imprison the beast, and it was lain dormant in the temple ever since. It said the building still bears a gaping hole in its ceiling from when Valigarmanda was lured inside by Golu Jaja's final ploy. Oh, is that where like that thing of ice is? I'm guessing. I like to see this strongest of all Taral Vidral. I wonder what it was like to fight it. I want to know too! Warlord's Echo was where both the Lay of Proof and the Lay of Ice took place. Yeah, so are we going to be doing both feats here? This does not suggest we'll be facing 2 feats this time. Hey, 2 keystones at once. My kind of plan. That's a question we can ask the Elector once we find him. Or maybe we should just flesh out the cool Jaja first so I can beat my keystones out of him. Yeah, identifying the Dawn Servant's Elector should be our priority. We'll have plenty of time to beat the crap out of that 2-headed idiot later. I suppose we do still have 4 keystones to earn, and no matter what we do, the contest will pit us against him sooner or later. Alright, let's seek out the Elector. Then I suggest we pay a visit to Karazar the Gracious, or so their temple is called. The Moblins told me that High Luminary Gofurler is to be found there. If we are to ask someone for information, then he seems a wise choice. Alright, so let's see what we're going to be up against now. Like, is Valigarmanda like inside the temple? That's what they said, right? Like, I need to see this. Let's see if I can convince the guards to let us through. I am Wuk Lamat, 3rd Promise of Tuliolo, and I seek your Elector for the right of succession. May I speak with Gofurler? The High Luminary has granted admittance to the claimants. You may enter. Huh, that was easier than expected. In we go then! Yeah, and I'm suspicious whenever things start to get too easy. It's never that easy for us. Is that? Is it? Aye, Valigarmanda. Oh, look at him. Welcome. High Luminary Gofurler? No, he's not. He is not here at present. I am Luminary Zermurwer. This is the Sky Ruin Valigarmanda? It is the Taral Vidral whose name was invoked terror since time immemorial. Even my people, once conquerors of all beneath the sun, were as brittle leaves before Valigarmanda's temptress' power. When the Sky Ruin descended upon Ukupacha 8 decades ago, the casualties were staggering. Had Galu Jaja and his companions not intervened, we would have been slaughtered to the last. Their titanic battle with Valigarmanda raged for 10 days and 10 nights. Wow, really? As their foe fought on, tireless and relentless, our heroes were pushed beyond the limits of their endurance. Thus did the head of reason concoct a desperate plan. Galu Jaja tricked the Sky Ruin into losing control of its own ice magics, causing the unwitting Toral Vidral to encase itself in frozen ether. Wow, that's impressive. Use its own power against it. And it's been like this ever since. Nice work, Papa! But what happens if the ice ever melts? What do you think happens? That same question looms large in our minds, for the magics sustaining this prison grow weaker with each passing year. Valigarmanda commands powers of fire and lightning and ice. Some believe that the violence of the recent storm was a result of those energies slipping free. You mean to tell me all those troubles that we've had recently is because of this? That raging tempest from Valigarmanda? Of course it was. Setting future worries aside, you are come to attempt the feat of proof, yes? The High Luminary, chosen Elector of the Dawn Servant, has left me with instructions for all aspiring claimants. You are to scour our forbidding mountains and find the waiting Gafurler. That is to be your challenge. Ah, so the search itself is the feat. Really? You've already spoken with my brothers, I take it? I have. Their expeditions are underway. Then we better pick up the pace. Aye, but we'll need a direction to search in first. Let's see what hints we can gather from the villagers. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious where he is. He's like probably at the very top of the mountain that we saw before, but damn! That looks so cool. Question is, what kind of problem is going to happen to cause the ice to melt? Because we know it's going to happen. God's Valigarmanda is enormous. I know Papa had friends with him, but it's incredible he could hold his own against that thing. Should its prison ever fail, though, we can't expect the old guard to come running. Be up to us to save the day. You really shouldn't have said that, Wuk Lamat. You really shouldn't have. Why not? Okay. We want to pass this feat. It looks like we got more climbing ahead of us. I've encountered many extraordinary creatures in Eorzea and elsewhere, but long has it been since I felt such overwhelming presence, like 1,000 dagger points prickling my skin. Yeah, he seems kind of freaked out by it. I sense the recent expulsion of a great deal of ether from Valigarmanda's prison. The ice will hold for but a few years more, I fear. Oh, really? That's not good. Toral Vidral sound an awful lot like the Allspices of the Far East. Are they the same thing under a different name, do you think? That's what I was saying! The feat of proof. As we've just been informed, the feat of proof requires us to seek the High Luminary Gafurler somewhere upon these mountains. Okay, why? Just why? However, if earlier feats are any indication, we must assume the challenge precludes the Yorqui from answering our questions in a straightforward manner. Thus, I would ask that you pay close attention while attempting to divine Gafurler's whereabouts. Though the giants may not give us a precise location, there may be clues within their hidden within their words, such as my theory anyway. Let us see what we can discover. How hard is it to find a giant in the mountains? Really? I mean, is that really going to be that tough? Okay, how about you? High Luminary? No, I've not seen him today. Now, let me ask you a question. That Chabrali who came out of the temple earlier, was that really the third promise? She seems rather unimposing. How is she meant to succeed the mighty Gulu Jaja? I mean, she's young. She's naive, inexperienced. Give her time. Though it is going to be kind of hard to top someone like Gulu Jaja. I mean, he is imposing at the very least, but seems like a nice guy. I liked him anyway. Asking after the High Luminary as well, are you? I know not where to find him, but I do hope you have the opportunity to speak together. He is a great man with a deep reverence for our traditions. These glyphs we carve for one. He affords them as much value as any treasure we possess. They are records of lives lived. Your arrival too I will etch into the stone, that the story of our meeting may endure for untold turnings of the sun. You're curious about our ways, then I bid you visit Proof, to the northwest of here. It is one of our grave sites. A bit poetic, these Yokui. Like, the way he said that was very poetic. Yeah, this area is going to be pretty big. But we don't have to worry about the first half. No, can't go inside. There you are. Tuliolin? No, you are from farther away than that, I think. As for the High Luminary, I can only guess where he might be. He is a warder of the Sky Ruin, but also keeper of the Scepters, and his duties often take him outside the village. Alright, so I guess we're going to be heading off to Proof to start to complete the feat of Proof. They seem to have simple names for their locations, at least. Their names might be a bit strange, but you know what? Their, like, places of importance seem to have very simple names. I'm like, Proof? Warlow's Echo? I like it! I really do like it. It gives us a bit of a break. I swear, I feel like I'm about to have a stroke every time I say some kind of word in Tuliolin. Or Turali, whatever it's called. Okay. Oh, that is pretty. First things first, was anyone able to coax forth a defined location for the High Luminary? Nope. That's my bet. As expected. What then of clues or other hints that might point us in the right direction? I heard that in addition to his usual duties, Gafurler is also charged with keeping the graves. Well, that's a grim job. As did I. The Yokui Scepters appear to hold a special significance in their culture. But would it be appropriate for us outsiders to enter into their burial grounds? I don't think that really would care. So long as we show respect. Proof, you say, and he encouraged you to visit this place yourself. Then let's go and take a look. Even if we don't find Gafurler there, it will give us the chance to learn more about the Yokui, and hopefully about the City of Gold. It's been a while since we've heard about that place. The gravesite is somewhere northwest of here? Well, we can't leave from that side of the village for a start, shall we? The others have gone on ahead to prove, following the trail west. There are sharp drops everywhere, so we're all moving at our own pace. Some of us are not built for craggy terrain. Well, can't be that bad. I thought to get my bearings from up here first so I don't stumble off a cliff. Why don't you try catching up to Erinville? He should be able to point you in the right direction. Well, I mean, that's fair. I mean, I really wouldn't want to have to go diving off a cliff to save her, but seems like a pretty wide path here. I've definitely seen, like, narrow paths. Or narrower, if that's the right term. Okay, so speak with Erinville. Oh no, that's those like woolly crocodiles up here. I hate the woolly crocodiles. They just look so weird. Oh, Alize. It's not quite mountain climbing, but these steep slopes are exhaustion enough. I mean, we're going downhill, so it's not that hard. I'm a little surprised that she let her brother get ahead of her here. I see what looks like some kind of a doorway in the distance. Take a look at this crater. There is no wood, no trees, not even dried grass, and yet the ground still burns. This must be one of the scars left by Valigarmanda's rampage, as told by the saga. The Sky Ruins fires are described as eternal, flames that can be quenched by neither storm nor time, and here I thought it a litany its embellishment. Ah, but now I've lost sight of Wuk Lamat. Proof is northwest along the main road, so hopefully she'll still head it that right way. I can't talk. I really can't. I'm getting all so tongue-tied. Oh boy, but you're telling me that this crater of fire has been burning for like, what, 80 years? Damn. Persistent bugger, isn't he? These have the look of homes rather than graves, but 'twould seem long years have passed since anyone living resided here. I don't know, I mean, it looks pretty beat up to me. You think Wuk Lamat would have learned her lesson and not go wandering off without having, you know, a buddy? Like, that's the thing I noticed. Wuk Lamat needs, like, the buddy system. She needs someone there to mind her. Funny enough, we seem to be kind of appointed as her minder, like her babysitter almost. Like, have you noticed that? Like, have you noticed, like, everyone kind of seems keen on, you know, pushing us towards the Wuk Lamat? Like, it's almost like, you know, they're trying to get us together. It's kind of the impression I'm getting so far. I mean, I'm not against it. I think, like, it's a cute idea, but... Where is she? I'm here. There you are! Wuk Lamat wins again! Wins what? If this was a race, like, you should have to let people know you're racing. Looks like everyone is here now, so... Greetings, friend. Are you Gafurler? No, I am not. The High Luminary did, however, task me with providing a lesson on scepters to those who came in search of him. Oh, so we were meant to find our way here after all. Are you to tell us who is buried here? No one is buried here in the sense you mean. When a body has served its purpose, we consign it to the flames, then scatter its ashes across the peaks. Moreover, we do not conceive of death as others do. For us, a person does not die when their heart ceases to beat, but only when they are no longer born in the hearts of all who know them. Wow, that's pretty deep. That is why we build our scepters before age or mishap claims us, that we might etch ourselves into the living chronicle for all eternity. This grave belongs to a good friend. His mortal vessel ended its journey some years ago, but he lives within me, even now. Up there stands my own sceptre. As long as it exists, so too will I. I will endure in the hearts of those who read my grave glyphs, in the same manner my friend does in mine. This is very poetic. Like, I'm fascinated by these giants. Has it always been thus for your people, this conception of existence and death? Continue along this path to the indelible passage. Behold the history upon its walls, and you may find the answers to your questions. And that's what we'll do. Your traditions are fascinating, and I love to know more. So would I. Like, I never would have thought, like, the giants would be so, like, romantic. Thank you for allowing me to share them, for in doing so will I remain in your hearts also. That kind of reminds me of, like, Axel from Kingdom Hearts, because, like, he wants everyone whom he meets to remember him, because inside people's memories, he can live forever. And that also kind of reminds me a little bit of One Piece. What was it, with Dr. Hiraluk? Yeah, Dr. Hiraluk. Like, he was asking, like, before his death, spoilers there, when does a man truly die? He truly dies when he is forgotten. Like, that is deep. That is really deep stuff. Yeah, I'm really curious on hearing more of what, like, the giants have to say here. Because I know they once, like, practically ruled over all of the New World, all over, Torau. But then something happened that caused them to kind of retreat back to their homes. So I'm guessing we're going to find out what that is all about. Never spoken with a Yokui before, and I had no idea they held such a philosophy on life and death. I know. It's actually kind of surprising to not only be remembered, but to live on inside the hearts of others. If it's possible, then grandfather surely lives on inside mine. 'Tis a comforting thought. I get the feeling they were expecting us. Look at these splendid murals. They appear to depict 4 different scenes. Oh, is this like, back on the first? In the Greatwood, where we saw those murals painted there. Oh, okay, there we go. There's one. There's 1, 2. I can't make heads or tails of those. There's 3 and 4. Okay. Yeah, they're so colorful, I can't tell. I've been waiting for you. Hello. A fellow we met at Proof suggested that we come here. Yes, the High Luminary commanded that I watch for your arrival. As the chroniclers of our people, it has ever been my family's duty to pass on the teachings of the murals from generation to generation. They really are magnificent, and together they tell the tale of your people's history? They are the events which shaped us. I would share them with you ere you continue on your way. Please, we would love to hear all about it. Then I will begin. The first mural depicts a time before more than 1100 years ago, an age of great prosperity for the Yorkwi. Blessed with size and strength unmatched by other peoples, our ancestors marched forth and brought much of Yoktorel under their domain. Then, when all before them had been conquered, they turned their gaze northward, seeking to expand their territory and power. Here we see the expedition to Yoktorel. Unable to cross the strait by ship, our forefathers set to building a bridge to the northern lands, a grand labor which consumed the greater part of a century. Zorgot the Boundless. We still make use of that bridge in Toliolo for travel. I can't imagine the patience and dedication it took to complete a work of that scale. Like, how far is that thing? But I've never heard of any Yorkwi living in Yoktorel. What happened to the ones who went north? Look upon this next mural and behold the answer. The scene suggests that many giants perished all at once. What manner of enemy could have repelled their invasion? A foe unnamed and unseen. When the expedition pushed forth into Yoktorel those 1,000 years ago, its soldiers were felled by disease. That's suspicious. Some terrible illness? No vacant plague or newly arisen blight. For the local Tanawatwa and Shatona, it was but a mild affliction of the sort that comes with the turning of the seasons. Oh, that happens in real life too, doesn't it? What manifested for them as slight fevers and coughs, however, proved deadly to our people. Out of every 10 Yorkwi who joined that northern campaign, 9 succumbed to the infection. Those who survived continued to suffer, finding it difficult to sire offspring. Oh, that explains their numbers dropping. I've heard of this before. Lacking an inherited resistance, visitors to distant lands can fall deathly ill to diseases a local might shrug off. Isn't that what happened with the Europeans? Yeah, that's what happened there. These events might also have given rise to the practice of cremation rather than the burial of mortal remains. This final mural depicts the returning of our grieving brethren to Ukupacha. The reason they first left, why they had fought so long and pushed so far, was to ensure peace for our homeland. This undertaking began in ancient times, when our forebears learned they shared the continent with peoples unalike to us in appearance or custom. They feared invasion was inevitable. Rather than meekly await their fate, they decided to strike the first blow, and as they fought on, the old idea of peace drifted further and further away. Only after the disaster in Zapturel and their withdrawal to the mountains did they come to understand. The peace we envisioned had been ours for the taking all along. It was here, in the place which birthed us, here in the stones upon which we recorded our days, here in this tranquil life we have traded for conquest and conflict. When you do nothing but fight, it can blind you to what's right before your eyes. And so we return to the present. I trust you found this brief history of our people enlightening. I'm always glad to hear more of my fellow Terali, how you lived until now and how you wish to live from now on. Then I believe you are ready to proceed. The High Luminary bids you meet him upon the summit of Wuk Lamat. Yes! So this has to be the next dungeon, right? Oh, it's about time. Had a feeling we'd end up scaling that big old mountain. Well, it's a feat worthy of the name. Follow the trail south of here to begin your ascent, but be wary. Beyond the entryway, the mountainside is home to ferocious beasts, both mundane and otherwise. We'll keep that in mind. Thank you for the warning and the lesson. Finally, we know where we're going, to the top of Wuk Lamat. Whew! Always good to enjoy some lore. So we're going to be heading up the mountain now. Just curious here. Yeah, we have yet to unlock anything. Oh, we got a lot of work to do to unlock flying, don't we? Alright. So I think once we reach here, we'll take a break, because I want to have like the entire dungeon as its own video. Oh wow, those are claws, aren't they? This mountain air is going to be the death of me. Well, how long have you been standing there? I was just taking in the scenery is all. Come on, we don't want to fall too far behind Alphino and the others. She tries so hard to, you know, try to keep up with us. Like, she hates being shown that she's weak in front of us. She really does. And I think the reason that Alphino is handling the higher air easier than us, because, you know, he has been to the Churning Mist, so he has some experience, you know, traveling up high. Whoa, what's that? Like a bomb? Okay, so discover new location. So this has got to be the entrance. If there was ever an entrance that looked like for a dungeon, this is it. Okay, here we go. You remember how the chronicler was saying that the more they fought, the further away they moved from their idea of peace? It occurred to me that if Zeroja is attempting the feat of proof, then he will have heard the same lesson. Oh, right, he would have. I can only hope that it's made him reconsider his own stance on educating people through war. Okay, yes! Oh my god, yes, finally! We're gonna be going on through the next dungeon here, which means that the first trial fight has gotta be afterwards. Alright, but we'll go ahead and call it there. I do just want to save the dungeon for the next video so we can focus entirely on that. Okay, so just as a quick recap, or I guess a quick discussion. So, not too much really happening here. We did manage to meet the giants, and I'm really impressed with them. I really am. Like, who would have thought they had such, like, romantic ideas about, you know, the whole concept of death and memory and everything. Why do I feel like that's going to be a reoccurring theme for this expansion? Like, why is that? Like, I hope they don't overuse that whole thing, but yeah, it's really interesting. And we also got to learn a bit about their history here. We got to see Valigarmanda. I find it strange. Like it makes sense because it has happened many times before in history that if you go to a distant land, your immune system just isn't built to handle the diseases there. Or like maybe someone from another land comes here and you're not used to the diseases that they carry, then it can be life-threatening. Like it has killed like many people because of that. That's like why these days you have to go and get like your vaccinations or get special shots before you go to certain parts of the world. But still, like what do you really say to all of that? So the Yokui, they basically they ruled all over of Taral. So here in Yok Taral, they kind of controlled every aspect. They subjugated a bunch of people by the sounds of it. I'm not sure why they felt like they were in danger, because like who would want to go and mess with some giants? Like I know I personally wouldn't. Like they could just step right on top of me and I'd rather not have to deal with that. But yeah, they feared invasion for some reason, and so they decided to, like, you know, bring the fight to them, which basically made them conquerors, and they basically conquered all over Taral. But when they tried to go north, that's when everything went south for them. They succumbed to disease. It took them, like, you can imagine just how much that would have sucked? Like, you spent like 100 years building this massive bridge trying to get to a distant land for some reason, just to try to conquer it. But as soon as you set foot there, you get sick. Like you and your people end up getting sick. And even those who survive, like he said so himself, like for every 10 Yokui, 9 of them died and only 1 survived. But like they ended up having trouble, you know, siring children after that, which is why their numbers drastically dropped. Like, especially as, like, over the last 80 years, they just weren't able to make, you know, more soldiers, I guess, like, more children for themselves. And, you know, they had to kind of leave with their tails between their legs here. They returned home and decided, like, you know what? Like, this is enough for me. Like, I don't want to fight anymore. I just want to be able to live in peace. So, yeah, like, I feel like there is something that we're missing here. There's, like, a piece of the puzzle that I'm not seeing here. Because I don't know why they were so keen on going north. Like, why? Like, I feel like it might have something to do with the City of Gold. Like, were they trying to find the City of Gold? Because that's where, like, the legend came from, like, because of the Yokui. They kind of spread that entire rumor, like, to every corner of Taral. So, like, maybe they were trying to find the City of Gold. Is the City of Gold in, like, northern, like, Taral? That's what I'm guessing, anyway, because I think that, you know, heritage found in Solution 9 are supposed to be in, like, northern Taral, but I can't imagine why no one ever thought to, you know, bring back word of a highly advanced, like, civilization. Like, we still don't know what heritage found in Solution 9 is supposed to be. Like, I'm thinking they're the City of Gold, but at the same time, I'm not really sure because it sure doesn't seem golden to me. Anyway, that's going to be it for right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're looking forward to next time, so see you then.